Hi, and welcome to the Soul's Six Secrets to Healing. This is a powerful, also comprehensive approach that addresses the deep-seated wounds of early trauma. Now, these wounds, which are normally repeated until the body and the soul are healed. And also, it's primarily also emotional or psychological stress that's embedded deep within our psyche. Now, this can stem from past lives and also from soul contractual levels as well throughout our childhood. Now, they often also originate from traumatic experiences, such as significant emotional disturbances early in our life as well, such as maybe neglect, abuse, loss, or even also witnessing a traumatic event. Now, even if you don't believe in past lives, it doesn't matter. What this technique is going to do, it will meet you exactly where you are at in terms of your life, your values, and also your beliefs. And it will help you to shift and to elevate you to where it is that you want to be. Because when we look at these experiences that's taken place in our lives, and we're just touching back on trauma, these experiences, they can embed themselves very deeply and really truly almost like setting the stage for ongoing challenges later in our adult life as well. Now, the good news is that soulful integration therapy, it actually can cover more than just the core six wounds. You can also use this, as I said, to address multiple challenges that you might be having, a negative belief, like, these automatic negative beliefs, or just a strong negative belief that you feel is just not shifting. It can also be used for that. And also for psychosomatic pain and also addictions. Because when we look at core wounds, they really manifest as deeply ingrained beliefs about ourselves or as the world, such as maybe persistent feelings of unworthiness, their fears of abandonment, or also this deep entrenched belief that vulnerability is a weakness. That actually it can be our superpower. Now, these negative self-concepts, they also really start to shape how we individually perceive ourselves, and also they influence our interactions with the world and also with other people, and often leading also to self-sabotaging behaviors and also unhealthy relationship patterns. Those patterns in relationships that you just can't seem to break? Those ones. But now also over time, these behaviors and patterns, they reinforce the negative belief at the heart of the core wounds. And this can now actually lock in these negative patterns, maintaining a very vicious cycle of emotional distress. Now, emotionally, these core wounds often also can result in a heightened sensitivity or reactivity to situations that subconsciously is constantly just echoing the original trauma, leading to very intense emotional upheavals and also disrupt our daily living and our daily life. Because now addressing and healing these deep-seated wounds necessitates a comprehensive approach that now actually considers both the emotional and also the physical ramifications of early trauma. Now, effective healing, it really truly does require the integration of traumatic experiences into our life's narrative, but in a manner that acknowledges the pain, but it diminishes its emotional control over us. And this process often involves revisiting painful memories, but it can be done in a detached manner within a very safe and controlled environment. You wouldn't even realize that you are addressing an old traumatic event, because this can really truly help us to reshape our personal narratives. And how we can also do that is by reinterpreting these experiences. And also, a person can then reduce the emotional charge that's associated with that old memory. And even if you can't remember what it was, let me tell you, your subconscious mind is going to bring up the perfect moment and place for this issue to be addressed. And what's really interesting is often you might notice and see that it's coming up in areas or timelines where you might be thinking, well, that wasn't really that stressful. But the soul knows the exact moment and time to take you to bring the most effective healing. And normally it is not always the most traumatic event. That is the beauty of soulful integration therapy as well. Now, when we look also at these core wounds, and also just in general, it can be a traumatic experience. It doesn't have to be part of the 6 core soul wounds. Each wound can actually occur at any moment in time, but predominantly in our therapy here, it's before the age of 7. And it can start as early as in your past lives, only if you believe in that. Otherwise, it can also take place during your womb stages, during birth, and then up into the age of 7 in your childhood. However, for this therapy to be the most effective, the focus does need to be before the age of 7, because the first 7 years of a child's life is recognized as the foundational psychological and emotional development. Because during this time, children are particularly susceptible to environmental influences, and their ability as well now to just absorb and to integrate information from their surroundings is really truly at its utmost peak. Now, this heightened impressionability, it also means that experiences during this time, it can significantly shape core beliefs and behavioral patterns, especially those strong patterns that you feel you just can't break. But now also the concept of subconscious programming is incredibly crucial to also understand why early childhood trauma and the experience that we've had there has such a long-lasting impact on us. Because from birth until around the age of 7, children primarily operate from their subconscious mind, which is potent in processing and also storing information without conscious awareness. Now, these early scripts tend to set forward a child's expectations and also reactions, and often also outside their conscious control, which can lead to entrenched patterns of behavior and emotional responses. So addressing these early, pre-logical experiences can really truly help to reveal and resolve underlying emotional and behavioral patterns that are otherwise difficult to access and change in adulthood. Because memories from early childhood, they can profoundly affect a person's health, bedding a person deeply into the subconscious mind, creating emotional triggers that now can just be reactivated later in life under different circumstances. And this often also is what leads to anxiety, because we don't know and understand why do we feel the way that we do. We just feel this wave of anxiety coming up. Maybe there was a sound, a person, a noise, or words, or certain concepts that were shared or said, and it triggered these deep-seated programs and messages and subconscious memories within us. And all that we feel is the ramifications of it, because it's so deeply embedded in the subconscious mind, leading to tremendous confusion and also emotional disturbances, and which now can also be addressed by starting to breach the gap between past experiences and present challenges. Now, the high degree of neuroplasticity in young children also means that their brains are incredibly receptive to learning and also to adaptation based on experiences. And it's this neuroplasticity that allows for this rapid development and also change. But it makes children highly vulnerable to negative influences during this critical period. And the profound impact of these formative experiences underscores now also the importance of timely interventions. So by focusing on these pivotal early years, we actually aim to modify detrimental subconscious programming, helping a person to achieve more balance and perceptions and also a healthier emotional response. Therefore, trusting the process is important as it allows our soul to guide the way. So in soulful integrative therapy, we address these old wounds from a different approach so that you can find the most effective and gentle approach for you. So here we will be working with the 6 core soul wounds, and you can also address a specific emotional challenge that you might have in your life, or a strong negative belief that you might have, especially those ongoing automatic negative thoughts. And you can also address psychosomatic pain, which means that the underlying driving factor of the pain is normally related to unresolved anger, powerlessness, helplessness, injustice, feeling unsafe, or loss of control. Now, these core emotional body wounds tend to also be the reason why pain can become chronic. And then we also have free will. Let's also touch on that. Because free will is your inherent right to decide your path, thoughts, and also lifestyle, shaping your life and also your surroundings, right? So this we already know. But it's also deeply rooted in our soul contract, defining our journey, our struggles, and also responses that impact our happiness and also our fulfillment. Now, free will also is it's almost like a series of experiences and challenges that can influence our ability to live our life to its fullest. Now, often also it's associated with decision making and also the process of that. And free will empowers you to see beyond limitations. And it can also guide you to really truly start to learn how to respond to situations with freedom rather than constraint. And it's also a pivotal element in acknowledging that you have the choice not to react in a predetermined manner, allowing you to move towards and forward gracefully. Now, personal experiences with free will can also be transformative. It can be seen as being almost on your own journey to overcome maybe health challenges or maybe through different actions and steps that's geared towards healing challenges as well. And you can choose to postpone dealing with certain challenges in your lifetime. However, at some point, they would need to be addressed, perhaps in a different linear way. Now, we tend to also avoid healing because we associate it with being painful, with being traumatic, but that is why soulful integrative therapy was designed to support people with these beautiful sensitive hearts and souls to heal, to release, and to make tremendous progress in this lifetime. Now, having said that as well, let's also together do a gentle healing meditation together. And I'm also going to be inviting you to join our upcoming Soulful Integrative Workshop. It is a very, very gentle, graceful, easy to use process to bring permanent healing, also lasting peace and happiness. And so now, when you are ready, let's take a nice deep breath. Let's take one more nice deep breath. And now, I invite you to just start by focusing on your breath. Just noticing as you are inhaling and exhaling. And see if you can even become aware of your heartbeat, becoming so silent, so quiet, that you can feel your heart beat. And now, I invite you to hear, feel, see, or sense yourself in an open space. I invite you to allow that space to be open, empty, however, to have a very comfortable atmosphere. And imagining now a big healing waterfall. Noticing that waterfall in front of you with warm water running down, healing water. And finding yourself feeling invited to step underneath that waterfall. And as you do, notice how that water is flowing from your head, down your body, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your stomach, your hips, your legs, out your feet, soothing every single cell in your body. Notice as well as fatigue or tension and all stress is just draining out of your body, just down, 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 into the earth. And now, I invite you, as you're there with that waterfall, to just turn around and notice there's a door. Opening up that door, and as you do, seeing this big, bright tunnel. Feeling so held and so supported, stepping into this tunnel. Bright, bright tunnel. And feeling how it's just picking you up and carrying you forward. And as you're moving forward, suddenly feeling yourself gently moving up, 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 higher, higher, and higher up. Moving higher and higher and higher up, and noticing as you're looking down, you're seeing yourself. And notice that whatever moment in time you are seeing right now is the perfect moment that needs a healing today. Trust that it's the perfect moment. Let go, perhaps, if it's not even making sense to you. It's making perfect sense for your soul right now. Noticing yourself, observing yourself down there. And even if you would like to, you can put your hand on your heart and just ask, what does that part of you on earth need right now to shift the challenge that he or she is experiencing in that moment? What does that part of you on earth need right now? Even if the answer is not fully clear to you, might just have a sense of what it could be. That is perfect too. And so now, bring that in for you down in earth right now. Calling forward your soul's support, bringing it in now. You can imagine like a beam of light just flowing over that part of you, instilling that resource, that need, filling up every single cell in your body now. Feeling how any and all the old stress there is fading, releasing, resolving and dissolving, fading, releasing, going, gone. Now. Noticing as the healing's taking place down there, noticing yourself moving higher and higher and higher up, being elevated higher and higher. The more it's releasing, the higher you're moving, up, up, up. Until you almost just see this tiny little speck, which is planet, moving higher and higher and higher. Noticing yourself as you're being there and finding yourself to just expanding and expanding with all this open space around you, all this freedom around you. Noticing how calm you feel, taking a nice deep breath even. Noticing yourself just being there in that silence, in that peace. Noticing as you're floating there, there's a door again. Opening up that door, finding yourself back in that bright tunnel, feeling how it's gently carrying you, moving you forward, Forward and forward and forward, bringing you back into the here and now. Back into the room, feeling the surface beneath your body. Bringing your full focus and awareness to the bottom of your feet, fully grounded, balanced, relaxed, and at ease. And when you are ready, preserving the positive learnings of this experience, feeling empowered and balanced, opening your eyes, coming back into the here and now. And welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And if you feel called for, join us for this powerful, soulful, integrative therapy that will be taking place very soon. So you can register down below and I'll see you there. Bye, everyone.